Hi, we're going to discuss this week why accounting practices stay small. What I mean by that is this. When I do my weekly webinar series called The Keys to Private Practice Success with accountants across the country, one of the questions that I ask frequently is the size of the practices that are online. And by far, the majority are anywhere from, say, one person up to 5 people, a smaller number between 5 and 10 people. But we get this range of practices that are about 1 to 10 people in the firm. And there's an anatomy of exactly why that occurs, why practices can't seem to get beyond that point and why they can't grow, and why practice owners tend to get involved in doing a lot of jobs in the practice that really should be done by other people. They go hand in hand. We're going to talk today about what that is and how to handle that. Now, if I had to graph something, if we're looking at the size of practices and where they grow to, it goes kind of like this. If we're looking at a gross income graph here, say on a practice, what tends to happen is that practices grow up to a certain point. And let's just say this is annually $500,000, $500,000 in billings or something like that a year. This changes, but let's just say that that's about the ceiling that they hit. They hit a ceiling there, and then, say this takes a couple years to get up to here, and then year after year after year, they kind of stay in that frame. Maybe a little bit of improvement to adjust for inflation and things like that, but typically speaking, in terms of their viability, they've hit a ceiling, and they can't seem to get beyond that. The most important thing to remember and why that occurs and why people can't tend to get beyond that is that you wear 2 hats as an accountant. You have your accountant hat, but you also have a far more important hat, and that's your hat as an executive. An executive is somebody that gets other people to get the work done. It's the person that builds the organization, that continues to put it there, that hires and keeps good staff and keeps the thing growing and trains staff and really makes the machine so that it can withstand some explosive growth and still not get overwhelming. Here's another look at it to give you an understanding as to why that happens. So you might want to ask yourself, why is it that they only get up to this 1 or 5 or up to 10 people and everything and then start bumping up against that ceiling? Well, here's why that happens. If we took a look at a typical organizational chart. Now, I can show you this in a lot more detail, but in the interest of time here, I'm going to divide it up into the 3 major components of any accounting firm. And that is, you have one component over here, you have the administration. You have the accounting services delivery. And over here you have the PR and marketing functions. And when this is working well, this is working like a bit of an income wheel. In other words, PR and marketing over here is driving in a large volume of good Class A clients. They're coming in over here. They're getting received. They're getting good engagement letters written up and becoming great clients. And then they come over here and they get delivered to. They become good quality products, clients that are singing your praises, and they become an asset for PR and marketing over here. And when this is going well, it goes around and around and around. But typically what happens is the owner, who's the executive here, doesn't have 3 good stable executives in those areas who knows what they're doing. And guess why that would happen? The reason that happens is that when you go to school, the primary things that they teach you are things that relate, of course, to your accounting hat. I never have to tell people how to deliver accounting services. That's what you're trained on. But remember, this executive hat, the person who makes this thing grow, they also are involved in that good skills over here for how to do good rainmaking, how to develop good Class A clients, and how to do all this kind of thing. And over here on how to hire and keep the best staff, how to develop good career development programs for your staff, how to bonus them, how to make sure that when clients come in that they have a really good engagement letter written up so that when they become a client over here, they know what their responsibilities are for getting their information in on time, for paying their bills on time, all that kind of stuff. So it's all of these things here that begin to hit the accountant in the teeth. You know, you actually go through a couple phases where, you know, to begin with, in a smaller firm, you're wearing a lot of these hats. But if you ever want to get beyond that ceiling, that glass ceiling, you got to do two things. First of all, you have to know yourself how to do these functions, how to do these things so that you can do them and do them really well. And then you need to know how to bring on good people and actually get those hats turned over. Growing a practice is a process of kind of doing yourself out of a job continually. In other words, becoming very effective on your PR and marketing and your client development, and then training somebody and backing out of their area and learning all this stuff over here and learning how to do that and then backing out of that area. And when you do that, you get to move up and you can build an empire, as we've done with a lot of our clients. So anyway, that's just a little overview of some of the things that we go over in our weekly webinar series. We do 1 hour each week. It's a courtesy, professional courtesy at our cost, but we do these online every week, every Tuesday, and I'd love to have you join us for that. If you want to register for that, you can go to our website, survivalstrategies.com, or you can call in 1-800-834-0357. You can also, on the website and in the series, you can pick up this book, The Keys to Private Practice Success. Covers a lot of what we're going over here, and it forms the basis for many of the webinars we do. So watch for these tips, by the way. I'm going to be doing these each week, and if you enjoyed this, then rate it on YouTube. It creates a little interest and buzz, and it would be a nice exchange for me for you to do that. So have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on the webinars at survivalstrategies.com or 1-800-834-0357. Thanks very much, and have a great week.